condition sa ilalim.
Tayo dalawa, all of us have 2 birthdays. Believe it or not. Day of birth. Into the world. Day of birth. Into eternity. So we have 2 birthdays. Yeah. When we are born into this world, that's our first birthday. We are born again into eternal life. This is our day. Because we are only born into eternal life after we die on earth. And this is both physical and metaphorical. Jesus says, you must die in order to live. You must die in order to live. And of course, I've told you this before. Born twice, die once. Born one, die twice. Words of wisdom. Does this make sense to you? I just told you we have 2 birthdays. Our date of birth into this world, many years ago, and our date of birth into eternal life. That's why a Christian who is gloomy is a sign of contradiction. Because death is not something that we should be so sorrowful about. In fact, death should make us celebrate. Because that's our birthday into eternal life. If we are truly a Christian. Make sense? That's why St. Ignatius of Antioch, he was singing while walking, being led by the Roman soldiers to the Roman Colosseum to be fed to the lions. And he was singing. He was singing songs of joy. This is the most joyous time of my life, he says. Because I'm about to be born into eternal life. St. Ignatius of Antioch said that. Who of us can feel that? Who of us can be so mature to feel that? This is our birth into eternal life. Jesus says we must die in order to live. Born twice, you die once. Why? You're born, and then you're born again. So you died only once, because in order to get into number 2, we must die. So we die only once. But if you are born only once, you don't have this. You die 2 times. You die with your physical life, and you also die because you go to hell. That's your death. That's absolute pure death. This is so beautiful. If I had given homily yesterday, this is what I would have pounded on. Now, again, we said only 2 saints whose birthdays we celebrate. One is St. John the Baptist. Who's the other one?
Blessed Mother.
The Blessed Mother. we celebrate the death. Why? Why do we celebrate? Well, you and I celebrate our birthdays, right? Whose birthday is coming soon? It's okay, we will treat you.
Mine.
When?
August 1st.
Okay.
The same birthday as my mom. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
We're special.
I know.
That's why, yeah, she's also very good.
Yeah.
They're both good. Everyone born in August are good, really good.
Yeah. Are you born in August?
Yeah.
Sure. What
Yeah.
day?
We celebrate our birthdays. This is number one. This is what we celebrate, right? Do you know that real Christians don't celebrate their birthdays? There's one church father. His name is Origen. He says it's a sin to celebrate your birthday. But I don't know the details. I know I saw it. I read it. Origen, one of the church fathers, he said it's not good to celebrate our birthdays.
That he's a Jehovah's Witness.
Well, no. He's a Catholic. Now, this is what he says we should celebrate. Indeed, amen. This is our birth into eternal life. This is the joy that never ends. This joy ends, right? We grow old, we go gray, we go fat, we go whatever. Our parts break here, right? When you're 50 and above, parts, warranty is over, parts are beginning to break. We need to go to the dealership many times. But here, there's no pain, there's no sorrow, there are no problems, you don't grow old, you don't eat, you don't go hungry, you don't go thirsty. It's heaven. It's heaven. This is earth. This is heaven. We don't call going to hell birthday. It's not birthday. That's absolute death day. When you go to hell. So this is what we call. There's two birthdays.
But no one knows of either or.
No one knows.
I guess until that
Amen.
time.
Amen. Well, actually, when you get your particular judgment after you die, you will know where you're going.
That comes to that.
Now,
No?
the best news is, well done. Well done, faithful servant. That's the best news you can hear. Now, many of us, if not all of us, will need purification. Except maybe one here, but
That's you, no?
no, Lourdes. All of us need purification. But don't worry, when you hear that you need purgation, you need purging, you need some cleansing, that's the best news. You know why? That means eventually you go to heaven.
But you still suffer.
Some cleansing, yeah. You need, those washing by hand, inside and out, like car wash. That's what you needed. That's what you and I needed. So, that's the good news. Because after the cleansing, guess where you go? You go to heaven. So that's the good news. Remember, it's God the Father's will that all of us be saved. Believe it or not.
Could it be true what they say that those who are suffering until they die, they're on a deathbed, and for a long, long time they're ill, and they're paying for their sins?
I cannot say no or yes to that because I don't know God's will.
Right. I'm like, well, how do they know?
Nobody
I don't
knows.
know.
Nobody knows. Yeah, a lot of people say, you remember the homily yesterday? I know we were together. increase there. And so, the wife of Abraham, Sarah, was barren. That's why Sarai actually arranged so Abraham can sleep with the servant, with the maid. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. So, because it was a curse, it's so embarrassing to be barren. That's during the Bible times. And of course, the wife of Zachariah, who is Elizabeth, she was barren too, and she was old. But nothing is impossible to God. That's the reason why. Remember what Father Sebastian said. It was a curse. It was considered a curse. People think you're such a bad person, that's why you became barren. Let me put it that way. And that's carried on to this day. When something bad happens to anybody, people think, they're paying for their sin. They must have done something really evil before. That's why they're paying for it. That's carried on from the Bible times. That's not true.
Job says otherwise. Yeah.
But that's not true. It's not true. If you study the Bible, that's not true. Things happen, and God's will are apart from ours. He has His ways, not like our ways.
They say they're using you you're being used as an instrument of God to prove or to bring more people. It's your calling, and you don't even know sometimes to be ill like that.
Okay. Let me add something here. John the Baptist was conceived with original sin.
Was he?
Yeah?
He was born?
No, he was conceived with original sin. The Blessed Mother was conceived without original sin. Is that clear? Now, both were born without original sin.
Okay, that's confusing.
Because remember, when the Blessed Mother visited Elizabeth, while John was inside the womb of Elizabeth, he actually lifted the greetings. How come the mother of my Lord has come to me? That's what Elizabeth said. How come the mother of my Lord is the mother of my Lord? Acknowledging that's my Lord right there inside the womb. And John the Baptist lived inside the womb. His original sin had been removed. He was conceived with, but he was born without. This is the common denominator between these two. That's why their birthdays are celebrated. I'm going beyond what you heard from Father Sebastian yesterday.
That was a good talk.
Yeah. And then, here's another thing. One saying from John the Baptist was, this is the gospel yesterday. He, Jesus, must increase and I must decrease. If you look at the calendar on June 24, that's the day when the day is longest throughout the year. Did you know that? And after June 24, starting today, slowly but surely, minute by minute, the day becomes shorter and shorter and shorter. Until it becomes so short that at 4:30 it becomes, it's getting dark. Remember? And that's a clear manifestation of what John the Baptist said. He must increase, I, John, must decrease. It's not easy for you and for me to say that. He must increase, and I must also increase, probably many people would say. But John Baptist never said that. John Baptist never claimed to be someone. He said, I'm not even fit to untie the shoelace of the sandals of the Lord. One who is coming is much greater than me. Are you the Messiah? No. Who are you, or what are you? They were confused. Remember? It was Herod. Herod, the king, even sent representatives find out who he was really. Getting from his lips directly just exactly who he is. Because he was confused what to make of him. He was the precursor. I am the voice crying out in the wilderness, so he says. I am the voice crying out in the wilderness. That was his answer. That was his reply to Herod's representatives. So again, these two saints are so special. Precursor to the Lord. You know what? Everybody knows what Saint Mary did. She's the Theotokos, the bearer of God. I was asked, why do you call Mary the mother of God? She was just a creature. True. Is she the mother of Jesus? Yes. Is Jesus God? Yes. So she's the mother of God. It's that simple.